Seewing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. This presentation on this property in Buffalo, Niagara Falls is a single family home. So each day or each week, each month, once we update you with the inventory that we have available, of course, we have a fair amount of duplexes, as you notice. And I would say if there are 50 properties in our current inventory coming up, I would say 75% of them are single family homes and 25% of them are duplexes. So I'm going to save you a lot of trouble. When you click on our Excel monthly Buffalo Niagara Falls inventory spreadsheet, you will see all the numbers and what properties are available. So again, I'm going to save some a lot of trouble by helping you to analyze a typical single family home rental property here in Buffalo Niagara Falls. And so here we go. All right. So this will certainly help you make an informed decision. It will expedite and allow you to be more educated in a quicker manner instead of wasting time not knowing how to calculate the numbers. So here we are. This is a typical $46,000 single family homes, and so you put in a single family home, you could put rental, you could either put 25% down payment or 20% or 15%. So once you go into duplex and higher, it's always 25% down payment or higher. So single family homes, you have more flexibility, giving your financial resources and down payments available. If you want to stretch your money even further, I don't see why you should not do a 50% down payment. Now, just bear in mind, whenever anyone, based on Fannie Mae lending guideline, when any investor put less than 20% down, you have to pay private mortgage insurance, which is PMI. However, saving the extra 5% from 20% to 15% sometimes is worth it, especially when the prices are so low. So it's not going to have an effect. Maybe additional monthly, the PMI is probably $30 or maybe $30 per month, which is no big deal. But I'm using this 25% down payment because most people put 25% down. So one more thing, the one additional value add in this particular market here in Niagara Falls is that we have lenders that can do financing even on a low purchase price in this market, as opposed to other Midwest market that, for example, have similar price homes, but the appraisal is broken in the other markets, so therefore most likely you cannot get financing. Whereas in this market has been proven, especially when we have a unique lender with Richard Advani and his group and his loan staff that can do financing on such a loan amount because of these, they do so much volume. All right, so with that in mind, 25% down payment is on this purchase price, $46,000 is a very, very good benefit. So the initial cash invested is $14,500, including closing costs of $2,000 and what have you. So less than $15,000 can get you a income producing, very good market property, single family home for $46,000. So that's good bang for the buck. And the estimated rent typically is $700 per month gross rent. So right off the bat, you should see the attractiveness of the numbers with respect to the rent to value ratio, which I will cover momentarily. So $700 monthly rent minus $35 vacancy projection, which is 5% vacancy. And then the property taxes, in this case, $147 a month. Insurance, typical $35. Property management fee, 10% of the rent, which is $67. And I took the liberty and put in some unforeseen maintenance costs as well on an annual basis, which is another 5% off the top from the gross annual rent. All right, so you add up all these expenses, and you have an operating expense of $284. So operating income $665 reduced by $284 operating expenses, right? Then so you carry over, okay, $284. All right, so then the operating income becomes $382, right? See that? Operating income minus operating expenses equals net operating income of 382 minus your mortgage payment. Your mortgage payment is 75% loan to value, right? 25% down, so which is your loan amount is 34,500 at 5.2% projected interest rate, amortized 30-year loan. So your monthly payments 189. So net operating income 382 minus 189 of your monthly mortgage equal. This is a very important end result, as we all know, the monthly net cash flow of $192. Okay, so that is the ultimate goal, have a positive cash flow. So this number all looks good. So let's go with the financial indicators. Rental value is 1.5%. 1% of the purchase price give you a good gross rent. That's the benchmark for rental value ratio, right? The 1% rule, in this case, 1.5%. So this is, again, very attractive number. And capitalization rate is 10%, is also very attractive. Most positive cash flow properties at 25% down payment financing require around 6% capitalization rate. You're getting 10%, which is great. How do you calculate capitalization rate? Is you add up all the annual debt service excluding mortgage, right? Which is in this case 3402 divided by the purchase price 46,000 equals 10% cap rate. So anytime you have a capitalization rate of a double digit, once again, it's a very positive number that indicates a very high monthly net cash flow. Cash on cash return is 16%. Cash on cash return is based on your annual net cash flow divided by your total down payment. So your monthly net cash flow 192 multiplied by 12 months equals 2,305. Annual net cash flow divided by 14,500. Your total down payment for the house equals, right, cash on cash return of 16%. So it takes about maybe 5.5 years of this return to recoup of a net cash flow annually to recoup your total down payment. Does that make sense? So after 5.5 years, for example, beyond that, if you continue to hold this property long term, which you should, then I call it quote unquote free money, because you have recouped all your initial risk of your money, which is your down payment plus closing costs or whatever, right? So that's a great benefit of buying long-term investment, buy and hold long-term, and buying in Buffalo market with the returns are among the top, if not the top, rate of return investment property in the country, in my belief. And if you want to prove me wrong, please validate what you're saying, okay? So, or try to confront me, but you're not going to win because, all right? So to recap, anytime you evaluate single family home rental properties on the inventory we have at any given time, that you look at the spreadsheet that we provide for you on a monthly basis in Buffalo, Niagara Falls, just use this video template for single family home, typical around mid 40,000, in this case 46,000, as a benchmark for you to analyze what this kind of property will fit your goals in terms of achieving retirement income through passive income. All right, thank you so much. That's all I have to say. I think I have presented in a way that in layman's terms, which you all should understand, even for newbies. And so I again, do your additional research, and hopefully you were able to incorporate and take action on this type of property on multiple basis in order to achieve the financial freedom that you and your family deserve. Thank you so much. This is Seewing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.